What's up, YouTube? All right, video number 2 for the new year. Happy New Year. If you haven't checked out, my last video was of a PC case review. I'll go ahead and link it in, but check it out. We're actually doing a follow-through update for this particular Alienware R12 computer. This is a pre-built computer manufactured by Dell or Alienware, whichever of the two divisions that do create this. It's been pretty awesome. I posted a full review of this. I did a second follow-up where I updated the cooler inside of this thing as far as and also the RAM configuration. We got that situated. This thing does retail for about $1,900 US. Comes with an i7 11th generation, non-overclockable. It comes with 16 gigs of RAM with a single stick. The motherboard can support up to 128 gigs. It does come with an RTX3070. So still gonna be one of the best opportunities for you to be able to get yourself one of those hard to find graphics cards that's going with a pre-built. Some of the 3070s still resell for the price range of about $1,500, $1,600. I know there's people that have paid as much, so obviously if you can spend the same on a pre-built, no matter how good it is, it comes out to be better. And so yeah, today kind of sucks because I'm actually taking my son back to UCF today. This is his build. I'll feature him in the second video. So after my intro, we're gonna go ahead and open this thing up, dust it, and then we'll have some more talking points on how it's been since I've been able to have him home for the last month to watch him play on it and things like that. All right, so what we're gonna be doing in today's video is just doing a general cleaning. Gonna dust this thing if it needs to be dusted, because when I had my son set up for this previous visit, he was in the garage. I do have German Shepherds, and so a little bit of dust probably got into this thing. So we're gonna clean it up, you know, then we'll have some talking points. So I'm gonna be using my iFixit kit, opening this thing up to kind of dust it out, look at that, and then we'll go from there. All right, so got this thing open. It's just a single Phillips screwdriver screw to get the back end off. It's got a couple of quick disconnect latches. When you get around to the PSU, this thing locks and unlocks. So you unlock it, it kind of swings out. I personally like the way they built this thing. It's my first time seeing it. The hole's just pinched a little bit, but doesn't look like there's any issues. Let me get a little bit of light in here. Is that picking up good on camera? It is? Okay. All right. So a little bit of dust. Nothing too crazy though. Just to give you a good look inside of this thing. Right. Down below they got spaces for you to put a couple of 2.5-inch drives. We haven't done any hard drive upgrades in this thing. So we got the one M.2 that was included, and then also the one mechanical drive. So this has been working pretty well. There was one issue, make sure you can get up here. Can you see my finger? Where the fan was plugged into what I thought it should have went into, where I replaced this. It was giving them a CPU fan error. So I just switched that and put it right here, and it's been fine ever since. So I'm gonna dust this out. I don't need to even use any canned air or anything. And I'm even gonna get this hooked up to a 4K TV within this video. And then I'm actually gonna let my baby talk a little bit about his thoughts on it. So, all right, got this long cable here because my wireless battery died, but I've got a testing scenario going on. My son, Isaiah, he's the owner of the computer. We're actually got this thing set up. No computers harmed here. This is carpet, but as you can see, I've got it on a piece of wood. My main rig normally is what's in here for my 77-inch C1 OLED. But we're gonna connect his computer. One of the questions I've gotten several times on the original unboxing review and then the update was, you know, what kind of performance was I getting out of this game, that game, the third game. I'm an independent tech reviewer. I'm not partnered with anyone. I'm not sponsored. That's the goal someday. But right now, just understand, I try to make as much time as I can to get these reviews out. However, the stuff that I buy I buy it. It's not given, and it's used in real time. So while I would love to be able to answer all the questions about the frames in Fortnite and this game and that game, you know, if we're not playing these games, then I don't really have a reason in my personal life to, you know, test that. However, today we are going to get some gameplay going. So for reference, it's 4K TV. What we're going to do is we're going to run Halo Infinite. It's a AAA title, new. I think it'll be a great representation as to what you can see, because this unit is still being sold for $1,900. So as you see this video today in 2022, it is an opportunity for you to be able to look and say, maybe this is for you, maybe it's not. So after I get this powered up, we'll phase back in the next exact clip after this, me talking to my son, sitting down in my sweet spot on my 77-inch C1 OLED playing Halo Infinite in 4K. All right, cool. So we got his computer plugged up to the TV, and so got everything running in 4K, updated the GeForce Experience drivers just in case they had any updates in there that were for Halo, because this is the game that I'm going to use for reference as to what kind of performance we're getting. So I'm going to turn to the settings. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to run this thing in as high a settings as I can, right? So as you can see, we got a 3070 here. The TV's in C1 OLED, VRAM usage. You don't have to get that close. You can, huh? Can't see the letters. No, it's fine, but they'll be able to see. So you can back up so you can see the whole TV. Got my other son doing a recording. Yeah, so video RAM on the right of the screens, you can see is we've got right now 3.8 gigs used. It tells you ideally what, you know, you should be utilizing, and then the max is right under 8 gigs. So gonna leave the resolution scale at 100%. Maximum frame rate, we're gonna turn to 120. Minimum frame rate 60. Let's see, we got quality presets. Let's go to Ultra. All right, well, I don't want to do Ultra, so let's go with high. Okay, so we'll go high. So it says the current is 6.01, the ideal 6.28. So that's everything. Let me see, depth of view. Okay, isn't there a, oh, there we go, right there. All right, so I'm gonna modify that, take that all the way to there, and make sure that did save. Yep, we're good there. So we're using almost all the video RAM that the GPU has for us to use. I'm gonna let you go ahead and take the wheel. All right, son, you can cut. All right, so we just did a reset. Had to do a reset on the actual game so that all the settings could take place. So gonna have him boot up the first mission. Get this thing going. Just for the sake of video purposes, I am going to turn on the frame rate counter at some point, just so you guys can take a look and see what we've got and how this thing is performing. 4K 120 frames is the max that we can get out of this thing. So I'm going to take a look and see what we're actually getting. All right, so intro of the game. Looks beautiful. Right here at this part, as you can see, the 99% lows, averaging around 78 frames right now. 37 is the GPU.
I'm going to try to overwrite.
Said just using this game as a reference because it's like one of the latest AAA titles that have come out.
You're ready. Please don't die.
If you can skip to gameplay. So chose to do this just in case anybody happens to see this. And if you haven't played Halo, I don't want to ruin anything for you. So.
Yes! 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 We're going home! Oh. Welcome back, Chief. I rerouted what little power I had into your suit.
C1 OLED is amazing for gaming. Very excited about the C2, as well as some other panel options that are coming.
Look up.
So we're gonna get to some actual gameplay and I'll phase right back. All right, we got actual gameplay playing Halo Infinite 4K high settings. Not sure the difference between the high and the ultra presets on this game, but we are around 70 frames per second.
I'll figure something out.
Once again, 4K. You know, I know a lot of people that would buy this system would probably prefer QHD. I'm sure we probably could squeeze out a significant amount of frames, dropping down the resolution. Motion picture. Dude, you can latch to opponents. You can do that in can you do that in multiplayer? Wow. Brutal. So staying well above 60. Lowest dip I've seen was like 63. Even though the 99% are reading 57. This is super playable in 4K. Details are really, really tight, you know. HDR's turned on. It's an OLED, so obviously the black levels like right here is just amazing. The contrast is super tight. Run a little bit more and get back to some talking points. Dead.
We do not bow.
That hologram. It's Atriox. He led the attack on the Infinity. He was looking for something.
Oh, nice.
He killed everyone.
Right, I don't want to ruin this for anybody, but right now we're getting around 80 frames. Live frame rate counter there. Probably would have helped you if I stood over here. Right, I think we get the idea, right? Phase back to some talking points. You can turn off that frame rate counter, please. All right, before I get back to my final talking points, because we're almost done with this video, man, I just got a compliment. This case looks so legit. Like, it looks perfect in my setup. Now, I mean, I love having my Fantex. It's got a lot of RGB and stuff in there, but man, that case looks good. Reminds me of PS5. Like, that case looks so good over there. Yeah. All right, man. So you just seen gameplay. This computer is extremely capable, and in my opinion, it's worth the money. Video 2, I'll tag it at this point if it's not showing up, or if you haven't seen it. I don't know, maybe you are a subscriber because of the Alienware review. Definitely put dual channel RAM inside the computer. It helps. My son runs a lot of applications, and honestly, I didn't know he's running Windows 11. And I have out of a lot of computers in my house, laptops in my home, but we have nothing that's running Windows 11. So I was impressed to see that. He's got a lot of programs that he does have running in the background simultaneously while that game was running. So like all the usual suspects, the Discord, the Microsoft Teams, and all the other little personal things that he's got going on. But the gameplay ran really good in 4K. So he plays at 1080p. So obviously if you're running in a lower resolution, you're gonna be able to maximize on what the GPU can do. Definitely invest into a better cooler if you are able to afford the more expensive model that does come with the liquid cooler. That's cool, but if not, you can reference video 2 of this trilogy, and you can see that I put an H60 in there. Works flawlessly. Make sure that once you turn it on that you're not getting a CPU fan error. And if so, plug the fan into the right port and then it'll fix everything. If you have any questions, like I said with the other 2 videos, you can be sure to leave a comment below. I'll answer. I was going to get my son on here, but I think we're fine. This is probably going to be the end of me having talking points around this computer. It's 2022, and I'm sure at some point there'll be another iteration of this computer coming out. Maybe then he'll get an upgrade, or another one of the kids to get an upgrade, and that'll be that. But as I always say, talk to you guys soon. Max love.